Okay, so let's say you get 2x squared plus 5x is bigger than or equal to 3. Okay, and they ask you to solve for x. The first thing you do is you write it in its standard form. Okay, now this is what I was saying yesterday. Remember, you can always use that formula, the quadratic formula. So do you guys agree this one is a bit more difficult to factorize? But will you quickly jump up and just close the door just for the class's transition? Okay, so you are still allowed to go and say x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Substitute your values. And then you get your two values that you will indicate um, on your parabola or on your number line. Okay, so whenever you have something that looks like a quadratic equation or a quadratic inequality, jy kan altyd daai formule gebruik. Okay, met ander woorde, as ek hom nou gaan teken, of jou parabool, of jou getallelyn, do you guys agree that this will be plus, minus, plus? Is that what you're having a hard time with? Okay, so do you see that this part is above? Nee? Daai deeltjie van die parabool is bo. Do you see that this part is below? So below the x-axis means it's a negative parabola. Above the x-axis means it's a positive parabola. So that's where I get the plus and the minus and the plus from. Now the next part of the question is, what are they looking for? They're looking for bigger than or equal to 0. So in other words, they are looking for plus. Nee? Hulle soek plus. So if you're working with the pluses, it's the 2 on the sides. So dan het jy twee antwoorde. You have, it's all values of x smaller than or equal to negative 3, or x bigger than or equal to half. Nee? Van die een kant af al die pad links, en van die ander punt af al die pad regs, to infinity. Okay, one more question and then you must all go home. Take a vinnige nap, make yourself a cup of coffee, and then you just sit and you work through it all. Do it all. Okay. Goed. Cornel het hierdie nou vir my gestuur. Dis 2016 se toets 2. Hulle gee vir jou A is gelyk aan 4 minus x op 2. And then they're asking you, for which values of x will it have non-real roots? You don't have to go and use your nature of the roots now. Want daar's 'n vierkantswortel daar. En wat weet julle van 'n vierkantswortel? 'n Vierkantswortel moet altyd groter as of gelyk aan 0 wees om reële wortels te hê. So in other words, the only thing you have to do there is you have to say, if this is smaller than 0, I will have non-real roots. So that's the only thing you write down. You just say 4 minus x smaller than 0 will give you non-real roots. And then you just solve for that. Luckily, that's a very easy inequality to solve. Okay, so as ek hom oorvat like hy so. Do you agree? Nee? Stem julle almal saam? But then I need to get rid of the minus in front of the x. So I multiply with minus 1, which remember will change the direction of the sign. So then you will have x and 4. So if x is bigger than 4, this thing will not have any real roots. And just think about it for a second. What number is bigger than 4? Let's take 5. Okay? So as ek hier gaan inset 4 minus 5, what will that give me? Negative 1. Do you agree? And what is the square root of negative 1? Doesn't exist. It's non-real. Okay. But if x is smaller than 4, so let's say x is 2, then we have 4 minus 2, which is 2, which isn't a rational number, but it will give you a real number. Your calculator will give you an actual answer for that. So this isn't just made up lekker gaan ons. You are solving for which values, if you put it in there, will it give you a real root or a non-real answer. Right. From my. Plus minus is wanneer die bokant, so kom ons sê dis 4 op 3 is gelyk aan 2. Nee? Wanneer daai ding 'n ewe getal is, dan het jou antwoord plus of minus. Okay, do you guys have that? So the same goes for something simple like x to the power of 2. Okay, do you agree that part, if I wrote it in a fraction, it would have been that. But the top part is still an even number. So then you write plus or minus for your answer. Okay. Good. Julle gaan fyn wees.